Here I am crossing the finish line of my first ever 100K with a win. Here's me 7 hours earlier. So let's talk about how I went from this to this. After a shakeout run Friday morning, we left for Colorado. I got all checked in with the race and picked up my bib, and then we went to Qdoba for dinner. Here's everything going with me at the start of the race here. UTMB races require you to carry a lot of extra stuff, so I'm bringing an extra headlight. I've got a jacket in here, even though I definitely won't need that tomorrow. I don't want to get too cute for something like that. These are all the gels I'm starting with. I'm going to have Karina meet me at mile 32 at the aid station there and pick up more gels. I've got these 2 bottles full, this one with Tailwind, this one with water. These have powder in them that I will fill up later in the race. They have a 2 liter of water requirements, that's why I've got 4 bottles here, but I'm only starting with 2 of them full. And then of course, the heart-shaped pitties. The race started just after 5 with a pretty chill first mile before we got sent off onto the more technical terrain. For the first 6 miles, I sat back a little bit. I was maybe 10 to 20 feet behind the leaders. I bypassed the first aid station coming through in second. I had been feeling good up till that point, but by the time we looped back through and passed the aid station a second time at mile 9, things were not so good.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Oh man. Oh man.
You're okay.
Fill this up.
Yeah, water? There you go. Thank you. Okay. You're good, just recollect yourself. You got it.
Thank you. Can you take this and throw it away?
Yeah.
And then which way is the course?
That way. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. All right, you got it. Let's go.
As I made my way up the gentle hill out of the aid station, I kept having to stop and throw up. I was definitely rattled at this point, but still confident that I could pull it together. This was not ideal at all, but I have a lot of experience dealing with things not going well in races. At this point I was in 4th, and I ended up catching up to the 3rd place guy, Corey, and sitting with him a little bit. It was really hard to get calories in during this stretch. I slowly sipped a bottle that had some Morton in it, but mostly I stuck to water and electrolytes because I really didn't want to get dehydrated. After a big climb around mile 25, we hit a dirt road, and at this point I made my move into 1st. I pushed hard on the next section because it was a rolling dirt road, and I knew that that was one of my strengths in this race.
Let's go, Alex! Woo! You got this!
I rolled into the Rabbit Valley aid station around mile 32, feeling pretty good. I had about a 1-minute gap on Tyler, who was sitting in 2nd. He was running super strong, and I knew he was right on my heels as I came into this aid station. Karina was awesome, and she came up and got me ice, helped me fill up my bottles, and I got sprayed down by the aid station volunteers. The aid station volunteers were super helpful as well. I'm so thankful that they decided to spend their Saturday out in the desert helping runners like me get through this race. Until this point, nutrition obviously hadn't been going well. I had only taken in 2 gels the entire race, and I had some of my Morton bottle, but not much. And I was about 4 hours and 20 minutes in coming through this aid station, and had probably consumed about 100 grams of carbs, which was really not ideal. That's only 400 calories for 4 hours of running. I tried not to worry about that though. Really my plan going forward from here was to just try to take as many gels as I could handle. I really did not want to throw up again. So I decided to pace myself with 1 gel an hour for the foreseeable future. I put on an ice bandana and left the aid station in 1st, headed towards Western Rim.
How you doing, bud?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, dude. You're leading Desert Rats. How's that feel?
Good, it feels good.
Yeah?
Had some trouble early in the race, but bounced back, so
Nice.
Happy to be out here.
Nice. Next up is Western Rim. You looking forward to it?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for being out here. The Western Rim section was when things started to get pretty hard. It's an exposed desert section out across the Utah border. The sun was beating down and it was about 80 degrees outside. I was taking a bunch of ice and stuffing it in my bandana at every aid station, drinking a ton of water, and popping electrolyte pills the whole way. After getting back into the Colorado section of the race, I was finally able to start taking 2 gels an hour, so every 30 minutes I would take a gel. This was probably the hardest part for me, around mile 45 to 50, because I still had a lot of racing left. I knew that Tyler wasn't far behind me. I kept getting random cramps in my legs, but I kept fighting through it. I wanted to win so bad. And there were points where I'd get to the top of a hill, see Tyler behind me, and that just lit a fire in me. He was looking strong, and I was running scared. Coming into the last aid station, I actually started to feel a lot better. I think the 2 gels an hour started to work its magic, and I started to get a second wind. This is around mile 57 to 58. After that, we bombed down a technical section back down to the Colorado River, and then we had to climb back up to get to the finish line. So it was pretty technical, a lot of ups and downs. My legs were cramping, which was unfortunate, but I felt a lot better than I had 10 miles ago. This is a long course. It ended up being just under 64 miles, but by the time I hit 62 miles, I was pretty sure I had it in the bag as long as nothing catastrophic happened. So at that point, I just felt the endorphins kick in, I was stoked, and I was just ready to bring it home. Crossing the finish line in first with Karina waiting for me there is a high I'm going to be chasing for a long time.
Yes, make some noise for your champions!
Afterwards, we went out for pizza dinner and then went to the hot tub.
How are you feeling?
You gotta go, baby!
On Sunday, we went back and watched Nick run a really strong race in the 21K against a stacked field. After that, we headed for home to make it back in time for work on Monday. Post-race, I've been feeling pretty good. Really haven't had any major problems. One thing that's kind of weird is that I keep waking up in the middle of the night unable to sleep. Like Sunday night and Monday night, I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I was just up for hours. A lot of people have been asking if I'm planning on doing CCC because winning this race did get me an automatic spot for the 2026 CCC race. That's the 100K at UTMB for anybody who's not aware. Right now, I'm not really thinking I'm gonna do it. That race is on my bucket list. I for sure wanna do it. I wanna be out in Chamonix in late August. I wanna see that environment. But right now, there are so many competitive races, even locally for me, that spending the money and resources and using PTO to get out there just doesn't seem like it makes the most sense at the moment, as painful as it is to say that. Someday I want to be there for sure, but right now I'm just trying to look at it from where I can best spend my money to maximize success in this sport. And I think I'm better off working on nutrition, spending more money on gels and spending more money on local races and more opportunities to improve myself than I am in sinking a ton of money into a trip out to France as much as I want to go and do something like that. That could change, you know, I don't know how my situation is gonna look in a year and a half when that race actually takes place. You know, maybe I'll be fortunate enough to find some kind of situation that's gonna allow me to go there where I'm not paying out of pocket. But we'll just see how the cards play out. Right now, my immediate focus is getting good at that sub-ultra stuff this summer, running a strong Chicago Marathon, and then ultimately putting that all together to run a fast Black Canyons in 2026. And probably the most exciting piece of news is that I'm already signed up for Black Canyons 100K in 2026. Obviously, that's a golden ticket race, and it's pretty early right now, but I'm full sending a golden ticket. I want all the smoke. I know my race results might not indicate that I'm ready to compete with the big dogs just quite yet, but I think I'm ready. I think based on how training has been going and my trajectory in the sport, it's realistic for me to put myself on that start line and say, no matter who else is there, I'm gonna try and get that golden ticket. I think there's a lot that I can take away from this, a lot of stuff I know that I need to work on. I need to figure out the nutrition thing that's been killing me in races. I think I handled the heat pretty well. It wasn't ideal. It was really, really hot out there that day, but I never felt like I was going into heat exhaustion or anything like that. One thing that always kind of bothers me is when people run a certain time at a certain race, and then they have all these excuses about why they should have run faster and why they should have done this and how their time was actually something else. Just run the time that you think you can run. Like, stop talking about it and do it. On the day I ran 8:57 for 100K. That's what I ran. A lot went wrong. You obviously saw that in the video, but my time is my time. And I'm pretty happy with the performance. I'm happy I was able to sit up straight when things weren't going well. I'm happy that I still had a fire lit in me 55 miles into the race and I was still fighting for my spot. I'm happy that I just cared the whole race. The whole way there, I was pushing my hardest and going for the win. And that's really all I could ask for myself on the day. Thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate it if you made it this far. Please consider subscribing to my channel. This summer, I'm gonna be doing a lot of mountain running content, and then I'll have my fall marathon build. So hoping to keep creating videos for both of those. I wanna create how-to training videos, you know, insights into how I would structure a training plan for various goals. And I look forward to connecting with the community more as I grow this YouTube channel.